The Rights of the Husband in Islam by Jahad Zainith. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In Islam, marriage is a sacred covenant founded upon mercy, responsibility, and justice. It is not merely a social arrangement or emotional partnership, but a binding trust placed upon two individuals by Allah. The rights granted to a husband within this covenant are not privileges of control or domination, but structured responsibilities designed to preserve order, harmony, and stability within the family. These rights exist alongside the equally binding rights of the wife, and they only function correctly when practiced within the limits of kindness, lawfulness, and accountability to Allah. The foundation of a husband's rights is leadership, not superiority. Allah assigns men the role of caretakers and maintainers because they are obligated to provide financially, protect the household, and shoulder responsibility for its well-being. This role requires maturity, patience, and sacrifice. Leadership in Islam is inseparable from service and restraint, and it carries a heavier burden of accountability before Allah. For this reason, a husband's rights are tied directly to his fulfillment of his duties, not to personal desire or ego. One of the primary rights of the husband is obedience in what is lawful and reasonable. Islam requires a wife to cooperate with her husband's leadership in matters that do not involve sin, harm, or injustice. This obedience is not blind submission, nor does it erase a woman's intellect, voice, or moral agency. Rather, it allows the household to function with unity and direction, reducing constant dispute and instability. Obedience within marriage is meant to establish order, not to silence or oppress. Another essential right is marital intimacy. Islam recognizes physical closeness as a mutual right that protects chastity, strengthens emotional bonds, and preserves the marriage from temptation and resentment. When intimacy is withheld without a valid reason, it can damage trust and create emotional distance. At the same time, Islam places equal responsibility upon the husband to fulfill his wife's emotional and physical needs with kindness, patience, and attentiveness. Intimacy in Islam is an act of mercy, not entitlement. A husband also has the right to trust and loyalty. A wife is expected to guard his honor, protect marital privacy, and maintain faithfulness in his presence and absence. Islam places great emphasis on preserving what occurs within the marriage, as exposing private matters undermines dignity and destroys emotional safety. Loyalty reinforces trust, which is essential for peace and security within the home. Respect is another foundational right. Islam commands that a wife treat her husband with dignity, speak to him with fairness, and avoid actions that publicly humiliate or undermine him. Respect does not mean fear or silence, but recognition of the role Allah assigned him. When respect is present, communication improves and resentment diminishes, allowing affection and cooperation to grow. When these rights are violated, the consequences extend beyond personal disagreements. On a spiritual level, persistent injustice within marriage displeases Allah and weakens blessings in the home. On a relational level, neglecting these rights leads to emotional distance, resentment, and erosion of trust. Over time, unresolved violations may result in constant conflict, breakdown of communication, and in some cases, separation or divorce. Islam does not encourage punishment or harshness when marital rights are violated. Instead, it prescribes patience, sincere dialogue, gentle counsel, and reconciliation. When disputes persist, arbitration is encouraged to restore balance and prevent further harm. Accountability before Allah remains central, as both spouses will answer for how they upheld or neglected the trust of marriage. Ultimately, the rights of the husband in Islam are not tools of control, but safeguards for responsibility. When honored with justice, wisdom, and compassion, they nurture stability, love, and spiritual growth within the family. When abused or ignored, they damage the marriage and erode the mercy that Allah intended it to contain.